This was Insight's biggest and boldest project. From the distribution of 8,000 8.5 by 11 broadsides to the engineering feat of cinching vinyl that can last through a Wisconsin winter on 33 railway underpass columns. There has been incredible support for this project from the corridor, businesses, churches, government, organizations, schools, and residents. Insight has never been so involved with the neighborhood. The project received help from the state of Wisconsin and the city and county of Milwaukee, including multiple aldermen and the Department of City Development, the Department of Public Works, the Department of Neighborhood Services, and Felmers Chaney Correctional Center. The commitment from the artists was the strongest ever. They surpassed what Insight dreamed was possible. Insight is starting to be recognized as a partner due to showing how art and infrastructure needs can dovetail. Beth Sahagian-Alsop is the president of Vanguard Sculpture Services and chair of Business Improvement Number 37. She came to Insight in the fall of 2009.
37 was in the midst of our Capitol Drive streetscaping project and beginning to think about how we might incorporate some permanent public art.
The corridor was thinking of doing a permanent project using $50,000, but Beth argued the money would be more productively spent on temporary public art.
It didn't take long for us to realize that we were not ready to make a definitive statement at such an early stage. This is when we decided to do something temporary, so we called Peggy.
Insight attended its first planning and redevelopment meeting for the corridor in October of 2009. After this, Insight conducted interviews with over 25 people who live and work in the area. In January of 2010, the corridor and BID approved a 2-year project for temporary public art with these goals.
Insight and the artists got involved in our community and then used what they learned to create the art that you'll see today on the tour.
Insight put out a call to all past Insight artists. We wanted experienced artists. Insight selected Marley Gisser, Sarah Luther, Colin Mathis, Marla Sandvik, and Paula Schulz. There were 4 mandatory meetings for the artists. The first was to tour the area, 2 to meet with people who live and work in the area, and 1 to start formulating the approach to the project. They decided that the project would be rooted in dialogue with the neighborhood and that the title of the project would be On and Off Capitol. They shared sketches with each other so that they were aware of each other's projects. For the first time, Insight did not set up stipends. Instead, I let the artists know the budget and then urged them to collaborate. The artist research resulted in some great values, including Marla using free used vinyl and Marley finding a very reasonable printer. The art was all based on interaction with the neighborhood. Sarah Luther invested dozens of hours speaking with and drawing people in the area. The neighborhood was literally portrayed on yard signs, in the broadside, and on a billboard. Paula Schultz's pattern was inspired by her research of the former A.O. Smith Research Building, the most significant work of architecture in the area. She created a pattern that links the industrial past and future of the Century City site. Colin Mathis's shipping containers, in a totally different way, reference the industrial past and future as well. He responded to how people in the area rely on working together to get things done. He also focused on people's intense awareness of one another, of seeing and being seen. Marla Sandvik used the word support in the underpass because this word came up so many times in conversations with the community. It's an area that lost its economic base and needs support for renewal. Because Insight works with a no surprises rule, it has developed strong relationships with many partners. This opens up opportunities. For example, Alderman Willie Wade paved the way for working with Clear Channel. Executive Director Brenna Holly worked with the city to obtain permission for city sites with the Department of City Development. In addition, Insight worked closely with the corridor and BID. Maurice Williams teamed with Insight to clean the railway underpass and distribute broadsides door to door. The art slows down traffic in the railway underpass. It makes the railway underpass less dangerous by making it brighter. It reduces trash in the area. The art enhanced the windows of the A.O. Smith office building that needed to be boarded up during the development phase of the Century City site, and it helped to make connections with youths in the area. In addition, there was extensive coverage with the media. There was a large investment of volunteer hours in the project, and there was an investment of materials and support from the larger community. The art community is becoming aware of the area. The city of Milwaukee took note of the project. City Commissioner Rocky Marcoux asked for images to use as part of a report to the Milwaukee Common Council. Common Council President Hines and 4 other aldermen were actively involved. There was increased goodwill with businesses, and there was also goodwill toward the corridor due to engagement with the community during the initial interview phase, the 2 meetings with the artists, the drawing sessions with Sarah Luther, and at ongoing community events where Insight discusses the project.